No one else can tell me to stop. disposition to love that song, I'll tell you. Every time I hear that, when I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. It just goes right into the center of my being. So welcome everyone to the Center for Spiritual Living in beautiful San Clemente. My name is Judy Chapman. I am your assistant minister here at the center. I am delighted to see each and every one of you here this morning for this wonderful February month of love. So whoever you are and whatever journey you're on, you are welcome here because we are a non-denominational, trans-denominational center. We welcome everyone, all paths, all cultures, all people, because we are here to love. That is our decision. So we start our service with the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence that we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and the practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path by living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and the path of peace. We light the candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And as practitioner Hans Smith lights the last candle, please let it represent the path that brought you here this morning. Please join me in affirmative prayer. We're going within so we never go without knowing this truth, without recognizing this truth, that there is truly only one essence, one being, one spirit, one power. And this one, this energy, this intelligence is all around us, in us, through us, as us. We are the unconditional love. We are the lavish abundance. We are the compassion, we are the kindness. We have within us and all creation all the qualities of God. We are the sacred activity of this energy. And we express it for all to see. So I affirm and I decree that all is well, and that each one of us here is alive, awake, and aware of this divine essence, that's who we are, that lives as us, in us, and through us. I know that this morning unfolds in absolutely divine right order, and that each person that hears Dr. Heather's message receives it with an open heart, an open mind, and listens with their spiritual ears. I know that this time together is precious. And as we look into the eyes of our beloved sitting next to us, we know that that too is God. So I place my words into divine mind, into that creative medium that's already been created. It's already done, it's already so. And I anchor this prayer in love. The love that was taught to us by the master teacher, Jesus. That beautiful love that never leaves us, that's always with us. And so I anchor this prayer as we say together, and so it is. And now, Faith Mackey to do our declaration and our affirmation.
Hello, how are you? How's everybody today? Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to start off by doing the Declaration of Principles, and it's right behind me. So let's do it together. I believe in God, the one creative intelligence, operating through the universe and operating throughout my entire being, now and always. I believe this perfect spirit operates upon a law of mind and creates my experience exactly according to my belief. I believe this perfect creative intelligence can be used by me and by every other person to produce health, abundance, and love in mind, body, and total life experience. I use it now, I rejoice in it, and so it is. Okay, now we're going to do the affirmation, and it's in your program if you want a closer look, but it's also behind me. So the affirmation: my body, exactly as it is a perfect and glorious instrument of the divine. I take pride in and revel in the glory that this is my body now, and so it is.
And now, could we have a warm welcome for Debbie Wheeler?
And risk the tables being turned. Debbie, that was wonderful. What a great song. I wonder if we would consider ourselves standing outside or inside the fire. Are we fully involved in this thing called life that is God through us? My message today is really a great title. And I actually have... I have it. No, I don't have it. I'm there. No, I didn't send it, Mary? I thought I saw it. Oh, well. Indeed. Fortunately, I do. In fact, I probably could have written this book. This message is called Our Body is Not an Apology. Our body is not an apology. And the basis of this, the idea, is an apology is saying, I'm sorry. And if we are sorry for being, for our essence, and our culture absolutely supports us in being apologetic about our bodies, the way they are and the way they are not. The messages on television, the thousands of messages we're getting every single day are really the opposite of what you get here. What you get here is you are enough, I am enough, and there is enough all the time for everyone. But what you get from our culture, from the advertising, is that you're broken and you need fixing. And this product can do it. So, and the solution is a different color hair, whiter teeth, straighter teeth, a more slender body, a more fit body. We grew up with a lot of these messages. We're too tall, too thin, too wide, too skinny, and all of those things invite us to live in an apology of our life itself. And it's time to stop it. It's time to say, no, from this moment on, warts and wonders, all the things just the way I am and just the way that I am not. Now, I attempted last time, about 6 months ago, I went to my hairdresser, and she's a member of the center, and she's wonderful. I said, it's time for me to just let my hair be the color it is. And she talked me out of it. Standing up there, it looks so pretty with the lights shining on your blonde hair. My hair hasn't been blonde for at least 40 years. It hasn't been gray either, but it hasn't been this color. And I like this color. And I probably won't change it, but what I'm saying is the idea that I am not good enough because of a hair color choice, because of a diet, because of something external, really takes the whole idea of who we are and reverses it. In the Science of Mind textbook, we learned that the creative process is simply this: spirit flows through soul and becomes form. Or another way to say it, spirit flows through subconscious mind and becomes body. Becomes body. So in other words, our bodies, the being that we are God's expression of itself, just the way they are. We say often, God doesn't make any mistakes, has never made any mistakes, has not made a mistake about me, and cannot make a mistake about you, because you are an expression of the divine. whole, complete, and perfect right now. Every cell in your being is that divine presence expressing perfectly as you. Perfectly as you. So quit listening to any messages that say you need fixing. There is nothing, God can't be fixed. There's nothing wrong with God. There's nothing wrong with God as you. There's a wonderful, this is Black History Month, and there's a wonderful writer that I was introduced to, and I probably am going to say her name wrong. Her first name looks like Nayara. Her last name is Wahid. She's an African-American poet. And she, because I don't do Instagram, I haven't heard of her, but evidently she's a big hit on Instagram. She has like 180,000 followers and has written thousands of poems. And this is the one I'd like to share. This is, no was in quotes. So no might make them angry, but it will make you free. No might make them angry, but it will make you free. If no one has ever told you your freedom is more important than their anger. And I said to my body softly, I want to be your friend. It took a long breath and replied, I've been waiting my whole life for this. Let me read that again. No might make them angry, but it will make you free. If no one has ever told you your freedom is more important than their anger. And I said to my body softly, I want to be your friend. It took a long breath and replied, I've been waiting my whole life for this. It is beautiful and it's true. Your body wants you to love yourself, including it. I was a little late getting here this morning because I was practicing in the shower, reminding myself to be grateful as I'm washing my ears, to be grateful for the gift of hearing and for my ears, just the way they are. Aren't we blessed? We've got so many things, all of us, that are working, that work well for our joints, for our muscles, for our bones, every single thing. Thank you, God, for this, for this. And another poem or part of a poem is this. If the ocean can calm itself, so can you. We are both salt water mixed with air. Isn't that great? If the ocean can calm itself, so can you. We are both salt water mixed with air. So back to the ideas of body and apology and science of mind. But, you know, there really aren't any don'ts. I was reminded of this joke that I told a while ago, maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I'll tell it again. So there was a woman, a middle-aged woman, and she had a visit from God. And it was a wonderful visit. She was so happy to see God, and God was so happy to see her. And she said, God, could you tell me, what's my life expectancy? And God looked at his book, and he said, you've got 40 more years. Well, she thought about that. She got the next day, she went to the plastic surgeon, and she got everything. She got the uplift, she got the new breast, she got the new smile, she got everything. So she was a new woman. She had 40 more years. She might as well make the best of it. She went out on the street and got hit by a car and was killed instantly. And so she got to heaven and she said, God, you told me I had 40 more years. And God said, oh, Emma, I didn't recognize you. Okay, well, you know it's a joke for several reasons. We don't call God he. Number one, it's an energy, a power, a law, a presence. And number two, God is in us. God can never not recognize us. It is us. And it sees absolutely everything about us as perfect. An expression of itself. There is no nose that's too big for God. There are no ears that are made in the wrong shape for God. There is no mistake that God has ever made in a human body. And I know that set off people, but what about, there are no mistakes. Never mind trying to change the truth. The truth is the truth. So what would self-love and self-care look like for you? What would it look like for you? For me, it was reminding myself that I already had great hearing, that I already had a voice, that I already had. But what would it be for you?
Living your best life.
Living your best life, and what would that be? What would that be? How would you know that you're living your best life?
Fulfillment.
You feel it.
You'd feel it, fulfillment. What else?
Love. Joy.
You would be love. You would experience joy, because joy is one of the qualities of God that is evident when we are in that presence that is God. So living our best life, having that, letting our body have what it wants. Even though there's no intelligence separate, because there's only one, what you really want is the thing that is you're yearning for. That is what you really want. And it's done unto us as we believe, said the Master Teacher Jesus. Not as we say we believe. Not as we'd like to believe, but as we truly do believe. Our deep, deep beliefs, our deep longings, our deep awareness, all of them out picture. And one of the things, those of you who are now all reading every day the Science Mind magazine, this month is written by Reverend Dr. Michael Gott, who was here one time as our guest, and he's now the senior minister of the Houston Unity Center, even though he trained as a religious scientist. But we will allow him to be whatever he is. He's got a great big huge church there. And what he said in today's Science Mind magazine came from someone else that you might remember, Reverend Dr. Petra Weldes, who was his teacher. And Petra used to say, criticizing someone else, since everything you criticize about someone else is something within yourself that you're not willing to see, is alike to holding up a mirror and combing the reflection in the mirror. It's not going to change. Putting the lipstick on the reflection in the mirror, it's not going to change this at all. So it's time for us to really own that we, each one of us, can choose to perceive our world and our life as a gift, and can choose the greatness that we are right here, right now. We can choose, we can allow, and we can accept. So, there have been a couple of things that have come from what I've said so far. First of all, don't listen to any outside voices about what needs to be fixed. There's nothing that needs to be fixed. If you decide to do something, Dr. Ernest Holmes wore glasses, and when people would say to him, well, if everything can be changed by consciousness. Why do you wear glasses? And he said, I wear my mistake on my nose. And then he'd say something mean, like, where do you wear yours? And I don't like knowing that about him, but I do like that he was okay with himself, with what he considered weak eyesight as a mistake for a spiritual being who was creating a human experience. But he did wear glasses. He didn't pretend that he had bad eyesight. Same thing, if there's something that you long for and you can have that thing, go ahead and do it. There's no judgment of you except you. There's no judgment of you. There's no higher power that is saying, you bad girl, you bad boy. There's nothing like that. There's an inner power that's saying, my beloved, my beloved. That thing just wants us to be happy, healthy, and aware that the wholeness that we are comes from within us, comes from our consciousness, how we see life. I was thinking why I said that I could have written this. I was thinking back to very early memories. And you know, I have a sister 12 years younger, and she is really doing very well right now after huge struggles in her life. But I remember her fourth birthday party. All these other little kids were coming over. Might have been fifth, but she was not school age yet. And I, older sister, thought she would be much better if I curled her hair in rollers, which I did, and then if I put makeup on her. She's a little girl, and beautiful without the rollers, and definitely without the makeup. I think back and think, Dr. Ernest Holmes, I'm wearing my mistakes all over the heavenly place. Not just on my nose, all over the heavenly place. And I forgive myself for that. I forgive myself. And I pray that my sister forgives me. Because, you know, everything's stored in our subjective mind, our subconscious mind. And it comes to pass. And it comes to pass. So, here's the call to action for this week. It's practice listening to your body. Practice listening to what you do want. Practice listening to that voice for God within you that hopefully doesn't have to shout at you. Hopefully it's so near and pleasant that it's speaking to you all the time, saying, do this. This would be a really fun thing to do. If this day continues to be rainy, what is it that you long to do on a rainy day? Do that thing. If it turns out to be sunny, what is it that you long to do? Do that thing. And if there are people in your life that you haven't told them how much you love them, do that thing. There's never a wrong time for it. I'm so grateful for each one of you. I'm grateful for you practicing this science, for using it in your lives and seeing how rich and full and wonderful your lives are because you awakened to the truth of your being. And I pray that we stay awake. And so it is.
And so it is.
And so now I'm going to pray. And this is the truth. This is what I know is true. I know that that one life that is God's life is everywhere present. It's in, through, around, as, and for me, right here, right now. And what I know for myself, I know for each and every person here. I know that this is the moment of complete awakening, liberating, freeing. This is the moment that I say to myself, I am enough. I know and know that I know. I accept that greater good that has always been promised to me. I know that I'm making a difference right where I am, right how I am. I know that life is for me. And so I live my life not as an apology, but confidently and gratefully and humbly that I am that I am. I have a right to be here. And I listen to that voice for God within me. And I listen to the kindness that I'm called to be. I listen to the love that is mine to share. I listen to that melody, the song of life that is being sung through me. And I share it with ease, with grace, with great joy. Today I remember the truth of my being. I'm so very grateful for knowing what I know. It is complete. I release it with love, and so it is.
So it is.
And now, Debbie Wheeler.
You can't ignore. You're always wondering what the hurt is for. Your heart feels something that it can't explain. You yearn for love, but you're